Salute everybody. Salute. Happy Saturday. Wait, let me see if I can pin it like this. Let me see. Hold on, you guys. I want to pin this, but I want to click this. Sorry, y'all. Y'all know me. I'm ready to put my boots on, y'all. I'm ready to go outside. I'm ready to go in the snow. I am. Alicia was trying to make me do the snow challenge, y'all, and go outside in my bathing suit and my cowgirl boots to do the snow challenge. I'm debating. I'm debating. But I got my snow hat. I got my snow cap, and I'm ready to rock and roll out there in the snow. The kids are out there building a snowman, and I'm going outside to help them build it. I am. Hold on, guys. I cannot pin my copyright disclaimer. It'll come. It'll come to me. Thank you, Yadi Adi, for becoming a new member. Thank you for grabbing that green jacket. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, research, and also educational purposes. Thank you, guys. Hey, TT. Time Warp. Hey, girl. Hey, Samara. Will Illy, what up, bruh? You must be on the other channel, Will. Hey, honey, 5K, what it do? What up, Rose? On the Twitch and Lexi. Thank y'all. I want to see it. Oh, you want to see the snow? I got to do it from my phone, bruh. I showed it earlier. It's too cold for me. I'm not going to go outside until everything melts. Matter of fact, I'm not going outside till April, okay? Hey, 80s Blessed Baby. Hey, sis. Adjusted Barbie. Hey, girl. Hey. Sweet honey, what it do? Cut. What it do? Anika, what it do? Hey, y'all. Happy Saturday. Yes, I'm going outside in the snow. I'm about to put my snow cap on. I'm about to put my scarf on, and I'm going outside with the kids. I showed the team earlier with the kids out there building a snowman and stuff. I was like, oh, it's good to see the kids outside in the snow. So yeah, this is historic for North Carolina. They never had a storm like this. So this is definitely historic and stuff. Will's on the other channel, but salute. Thank you, bro, for going over there. You know what I'm saying? Giving me a little traction. Make sure y'all hit that like button for me so we can keep the Emmanuel Haro story in the algorithm. His story needs to be told. His name needs to never be forgotten. He once had a heartbeat and a smile that will melt anybody's soul. And he was an innocent baby. Hey, Curl Cotton. Hey, T. What's going on? He was brought into this world dealt cards that wasn't for him, and the mother and the father has been to court. Rebecca is a piece of trash, so is the father. But I want to take y'all back to where it all started with these people taking the lives of Emmanuel. And also, it's so many twists to this story because they have another child. They have a brother that something happened to. They have another child, a daughter that they did things to as well. And these kids have been treated unfairly. The justice system felt them tremendously again. But this is the story of Emmanuel Haro.
Breaking news. New video from the house of the parents of a missing 7-month-old child. Those parents are now under arrest and charged with his murder.
I laid him down and so I could get his diapers ready. And somebody said, hold on, that's all I remember.
That video per KABC. It was a little more than a week ago. Rebecca and Jake Haro were on the local news in Los Angeles pleading for the public to help find.
Remember, she said she's got Emmanuel with her. Somebody walked up on her. I guess struck her allegedly. Something happened. Boom, her baby's gone. When that wasn't the story of what really happened to Emmanuel.
Their son. Whoever took our son, please give him back. But this morning,
that's the father. Whoever took our son, please give him back. So it shows y'all how sick in a row. We can't put nothing past anybody. We cannot put nothing past anybody ever. They brought this baby into the world and we have them both crying. If anybody knows who took our son, please, we just want him back.
Enforcement were back at their home and they were put under arrest. What we know about the whereabouts of little Emmanuel right now. We're on the case presented by Law and Crime. I'm Chris Stewart. We are still gathering details right now from law enforcement about the arrest of the parents of 7-month-old Emmanuel Haro.
Yeah, Will.
This is now a murder investigation, and this is drone video shot by private investigator Steve Fisher above the home of Rebecca and Jake Haro today in Cabazon, California. Initially, law enforcement said they were conducting an operation at the home, but shortly after that, they told us Rebecca and Jake Haro were taken into custody accused of murder. At the time of this recording, deputies say they are continuing their search for 7-month-old Emmanuel Haro. Here's a picture that law enforcement put out of the boy.
How did we go from baby kidnapped to now the mom and the dad are behind bars for murder? What happened to Emmanuel? I really want to know what they did to this baby. How could they come in and show you how evil people are? They are smiling from their camera and beg for help, and because really it's no tears, right? Y'all took his life. So it's laughing to me in the people's face. People of the community now scared that it's a red rummer kidnapper running around their community taking children. So everybody's red flags are up. Do we keep our kids in the house? Who did this? Who took her baby? When all at the same time, they are the ones who took this baby's life.
This story started on Thursday night last week when his mom said that she was attacked
Yeah,
and
Will.
the boy was taken when she went to change him in a parking lot of a sporting goods store about 20 minutes from their home in Yucaipa, California.
I laid him down so I could get his diapers ready. And somebody said, hold on, that's all I remember.
Rebecca said that on KABC TV. Here is what Jake Haro, the dad, said.
Whoever took our son, please give him back.
Over the next couple of days, as the search for Emmanuel continued, deputies say they found inconsistencies in the story Rebecca Haro was giving. They said when they called her out on those inconsistencies, she stopped cooperating with them. Deputies said they could not rule out foul play. Deputies also say they took a 2-year-old from the home and they seized a family car. They also had served search warrants at this house already, so it's unclear today what evidence made deputies make this arrest and know for sure in their minds that they were dealing with a murder. Jake Haro has a lawyer. His name is Vincent Hughes, and as of yesterday, he was claiming his client was innocent and ready to speak to investigators. Here's what he said on News Nation's Banfield.
Listen to this.
Why have Rebecca and Jake stopped cooperating with the police if they're desperate to find the baby and the police are looking for the baby?
I don't know where this statement that they stopped cooperating came from, Ashley.
They stopped cooperating. He said he does. This is his lawyer. This is Jake's lawyer. I don't know where they got that from. They stopped cooperating. Me, bottom of these inconsistency stories that they're giving. They're not cooperating. This is from the police. Are you okay? Thank you, sweet honey. Thank you. And I do have a goal of 5, you guys. If you guys don't mind helping me meet that, it's an incentive given to content creators on YouTube, and it's only 5. It could be 99 cents, guys. Thank you, sweet honey. And they don't sound convincing at all. Even when she said, hey, Drea, hey, God, this is what's going on. I can't stand them, but the mama story made me even more mad, talking about the kidnapper said, hola, and hit me. Absolutely, absolutely. It never made sense to me. And I never seen tears. I never seen tears when the story first. I knew it wasn't going to end good. It's just one of them things where you kind of cover stories and you could just tell like something ain't right. It, like you said, Goddess, her just saying he hit me and said, hola. No. It doesn't sound right. If it don't make dollars, it just doesn't make sense. And then we got him, knowing what he done to this baby. Yeah, if anybody, that took my son, can you just bring him back? Like, and it shows the sickness in people, like, really, and how people have the audacity to even come in front of the camera. Thank you, Drea.
I spoke
Thank
to the
you.
detectives yesterday,
Thank
offered for Jake to continue to speak with them. Have not been made aware of any request today to speak with Jake. I don't represent Rebecca. That needs to be very clear. But I have not been asked to produce Jake. I offered to produce Jake. They voluntarily turned over all of their electronic devices, including the passwords. I think that's something that's huge that nobody has been made aware of.
We did reach out to Hughes today for comment about his client's arrest. He has yet to get back to us at the time of this recording. He was clear in his interview. He is only representing Jake Haro. He is not representing Jake's wife, Rebecca, who is also accused of murder. It is unclear when the last time Emmanuel was seen. This is a huge part to this story. Rebecca said the child was with her at a football game for her other son when she went to the sporting goods store where she claimed that abduction happened. But
why did Rebecca think that they couldn't go back and look at cameras to see if she was there? Nothing. Like, as if people was just ignorant. They couldn't, like, that's the only story they could come up with. Now it makes me wonder how long baby Emmanuel was really gone. Like, when did they really do this to this baby? Thank you, Samad. Thank you.
Information's come to light where there are serious questions on whether or not that was true. The Uvalde Foundation for Kids is a nonprofit that was helping in the search for Emmanuel. They offered reward money at first, but they told us they pulled away from helping and pulled their reward money when they learned that Emmanuel was not seen at that football game. And there were also major questions about Rebecca's bruise under her eye because that is not fresh enough to fit the timeline that she gave law enforcement and the public.
Do y'all think that Jake hit Rebecca and when he was fighting, she was holding baby Emmanuel? Maybe he fell and hit his head or something? Or do y'all think that, hey, Miss Beak, do y'all think that both of them did something horrific to baby Emmanuel? Because she did. Thank you, goddesses. Thank you. And thank you for that membership. Thank you for grabbing your green jackets. Do y'all think that that's what happened, or do y'all think that it was something horrific, that happened? Because she had a bruise under her eye too. And if you could take a baby, you're definitely beating on someone, allegedly. That's just my thing. If you got that, if you got that mean streak and that evil streak in you to harm a child, you're definitely an abuser. My thoughts. Either that or they got irritated with that baby that day.
Joining us now is missing persons private investigator Steve Fisher, who is on the scene outside Haro's home.
Thank you.
Steve, I apologize for my voice. I lost it overnight, but some big breaking news we're following here. What are you seeing?
So I got out here, today to continue just doing some searching, including some drone mapping and whatnot, and then
Drea said even if they were fighting with that baby in the hand, it's still in danger. I think so. It might have been him. Yeah, that did it out of anger. Yeah, I think Jake did it, but we have another mother who was dangerously in love with this man, more in love with him than she loves her own children. I think both did something. Stephanie says she thinks both of them did something. Hey, Lola. But we know she's in love with him more than she loved her children, for sure.
This morning, they served murder warrants on the house for both parents. They came in with a Bearcat. SWAT team came in and took them out. And
thank you, TT.
Let's go. Okay, let's go.
Sorry, y'all.
Now,
that's endangering a child,
right?
I've
kind of seen some what's going on there, and I've talked to a few of the officers. As detectives I've seen them sifting through garbage in the rear corner of the house, and I've seen a couple inside the house. They seem to be focused in one bedroom, which would be the building on the west side of the property.
What might have brought them back? Because they looked at the house before and they had served search warrants there, but then they come back this morning and we don't know what it was that led to the arrest, but what might they be looking for?
It's a good question. We know that they seized their electronics, and they may have even had wiretaps on other family members. Maybe they found something there. But the attorney said something interesting the other day.
Thank you, Drea. Thank you for being a member for 9 months.
He wasn't correct about them digging holes in the backyard. He did mention something about them digging some sort of holes inside the house, and they do
not digging holes inside the house. It makes you think, did they ever have any other kids that they buried? Because it's coming so natural. Am I tripping to dig a hole inside the home? Who? Right, Lexi? Who? Y'all was going to bury him in the house. Because I ain't never really got to get in depth of this story, y'all. I really haven't. Even though Shankrock covered it, I never got to get into it like that. But to dig holes to bury the baby inside the house is crazy to me.
Seem to be in this one bedroom. And, we don't know how long of a head start they had on this. This child, nobody seems to be able to say when the last time this child was seen.
And that's what I said too. I figured that I think that they took his life long time ago, way before it was discovered that he was that this happened. And I don't know what happened in between time to make them come up with this elaborate story. Go to the football game, say that you got hit in the head, and stuff. Like, even to black her eye at that point, to say that she got hit from somebody in the back and they took this baby is crazy. They had this plan. And I wonder if it was an odor in the house. Was he starting to smell? What happened? Was people starting to come over? Was CPS involved? It's just a lot of questions. Like, what made them get to this point to come up with this elaborate story? I think the mother said she got hit in her eye. Yeah.
Could that child be under cement inside? Who knows?
Yeah, I know. And you wonder, too, because this was this case where the story was very sketchy, but then to see, like, murder today, and they don't. But
they said she was never seen with him, Samad.
In your experience, to have someone accused of murder when you don't have a body, what type of evidence would you would need something that would make it believe that this isn't, he's not with someone else, that unfortunately this 7-month-old boy is dead.
Yeah, you could definitely prove murder circumstantially. However, it's a really high burden, and for them to come out, there was other charges they could have started with if they just wanted to and get them in custody. He's already on probation. It'd be easy to violate him on a child neglect charge, same with her and lying to authorities, because some of their stories just didn't match up with what we saw in surveillance. However, they went, the DA, who's the one who files these charges, felt that they had enough to go for, murder on both of them.
And we have another case, no baby, nobody. No baby, nobody. Hey, Erica, what's going on? Hey, Latasha, happy Saturday to you guys. No baby, nobody. So, he's asking all the right questions, like, so how do we get these red rum charges? What led up to them saying that, okay, let's get them for red rum. Like he said, he's on probation. They could have got him for neglect and a lot of other stuff. What led to these charges? This is the second time he has been physically abusive. Yeah, that's what I said. If you can commit red rum, yeah, we know he's abusive. We know he's abusive.
And, or not, it is murder. So they have something, whether it's communications, whether somebody rolled over on them, and we don't know yet, another family member or something. They're confident, sadly, they're confident that, he is deceased, and it is at the hands of both of them.
He said they're confident that baby Emmanuel was deceased, and it was by the hands of both of them. They definitely was a plan. If you digging holes in your house, yeah. The concrete, we just don't know. Let's get into this. This is updates. Rebecca Haro. They said, why did she lie?
Father, baby Emmanuel, walking into the courtroom without a deal.
Hey, Tasha.
And pleading guilty to the charges.
Yep.
Amazing development, unexpected development, but it brings us to today's question about baby Emmanuel's mother, Rebecca Haro. Why did she lie? Why did she lie about Ola Man?
Yeah, he been gone.
Was she a victim? Was she covering up? Was she part of it? What will happen to Emmanuel's mother? We're going to talk about all.
Was she a victim, y'all? How many of y'all think she was a victim? How many of y'all think she was a part of it? Because to me, you're a part of it. You know, once you go along with this elaborate story that never made sense, she was a part of it. But then, you know, could he be an abuser so bad to where she was scared? Because women are scared of their abusers, whether we believe it or not. Whether you got police on your side or nothing, you are scared. I was just going to type that baby been dead. Yes, Will. She's in jail already. Yeah, she's in jail. She said definitely a part. TT said she's definitely a part of it. Was she scared of Jake, TT, y'all, is my question. Y'all think, does anybody think she was scared of Jake?
All of it in this video. I'm Vinny Politan, lead anchor for Court TV.
Okay,
I'm doing live true crime on television every night from 8 to 10 p.m. Only guy in the business doing it. With me, of course, Albert H. Wunsch III.
Hola, Tanginistas.
And the radio legend, Jonesy.
Greetings from Asbury Park, New Jersey.
You are now about to experience the Tangent Podcast.
It's Vinny and the Tangent, True Crime Podcast. Vinny has the blue eyes, Al cracks the jokes. Jonesy stays behind his shades, entertaining all the folks. It's Vinny and the Tangent, True Crime Podcast. They take crime.
Boy, was it Cowboy?
No.
No, that's
My bad, I had to skip
Furious
the
5, wasn't it?
No, that's Grandmaster Flash.
Right, and the Furious 5.
Right.
And the Furious 5. All right, we're going to get that. All right, someone's going to know, obviously.
Me too,
Al is angry that he doesn't know right now.
I'm mad at myself for not knowing, but you got to repeat the lyrics in your head, and it's a long song.
So a hip hop, they did a hip hop. You don't stop rocking to the bang bang. Jump the boogie to the big beat. This give you up, do up, shooby do.
Let me get into.
Was a man. She was changing the baby's diaper. A man came from behind her, said "Ola." She didn't see him, and then that Ola man knocked her out cold. Well, we know that's a lie now because her and Jake, admitted that he did it yesterday. So now she is still on the hook. The charges are still lingering against her, and she was facing the same charges as him. So the question I'm posing here, Al,
yes,
why did she lie? What is the most likely scenario that she?
That's the question today. Why did Rebecca lie? Yeah, I think she was scared that she was gonna end up in jail like the first wife because of the physical abuse, so she went along with it. So his first wife ended up in jail, Latasha. What's going on, Precious? Happy Saturday. He almost had that hip. He did. So Jake's first wife went to jail for abusing his wife, or was she was it the daughter situation? Because didn't she have a daughter just like this? And I think that, thank you, Peaches. Thank you, sis. I think that they did that to the daughter. I do. I think it was abuse. Because it's just kind of coincidental that they came out the same way. You know, she was a part of it because she allows him to hurt her baby. And she went along with her story. You snap out of it when your kids are being abused. She should have been her mindset. Latasha said yes. Wow, she was scared of Jake. I'm sure. Yeah, I think she was scared of Jake. I think Jake was so abusive, and hell, you don't never know what somebody that's really being abused, and I'm talking about abused, um, to a point of really being scared whether the authorities step in or not. I just know of stories of women being scared all of their life, being scared not to speak up in court to where the state has to pick up the charges because they don't want to say, nothing about it. He definitely had control over her. Yeah, and I'm not saying it's okay, but if you ain't never been in that situation, it's kind of hard to say, we don't know what kind of man Jake was, but he seemed very violent. He seemed very violent. My man, my man, my man type thing, I think. Jake beats ass and talks crazy. Jake did it to her. Little girl was adopted by the aunt. Yeah. And wasn't that abuse to the baby, Latasha, allegedly? Wasn't it abuse to the little girl as well, which made her have those mental challenges?
She is a victim of Jake and was afraid to tell the truth, that she was part of the ongoing conduct that took the life of Emmanuel, or she just loved her man more than she loved her baby.
Well, she's complicit. That's basically why she lied. She's in on this. I mean, the child was probably...
When you say complicit, though, again, I see two different ways of being complicit. One is I am not physically doing anything to the child, but I know it's taking place, or I am actually engaging in the conduct with him, the physical.
Okay, which complicit do y'all think it is? Do y'all think it was the complicit where I know that he's harming my kids and I'm doing nothing? Or do you think it's complicit to her hitting Emmanuel and doing things to Emmanuel as well, adding on to what Jake is doing to Emmanuel? Because I didn't think about that, the different type of complicits. I just didn't. So which complicit do y'all think it is? She was just turning a blind eye. I'm guilty. I'm just as guilty when I know he's beat my child or doing anything bad to my child and I'm doing nothing. I am a part of that. Or did I harm my child with Jake? That's a good question.
Physical conduct. What are your thoughts?
No, complicit. Look, allowing the conduct is complicit in the conduct, and it's just as guilty as doing the conduct.
Okay. Is it?
Yes, it is. Absolutely. When it comes to a 7-month-old baby, absolutely.
I don't know.
Okay. I mean, you know what? The bottom line is this.
I don't know. I think that's debatable. I think it's debatable. If she knows what's going on and doesn't report it, is that actually red rum?
It is complicit, which would mean it is.
It is a hell of a debate. That is a hell of a debate. If she didn't do it and knows he did it, is that red rum on her too? Again, he was abusive. He was abusive to his first wife. That is a good debate. Altogether, they're one. I think they're both part of the abuse. She knew what was going on and turned a blind eye, is what I think. Rebecca also didn't seek medical attention for the baby.
Red rum, absolutely. What's the difference between that and driving the getaway car? I mean, you're still part of the crime. If you're involved, if you rob a bank, okay, and they red rum the guard, okay, and you're just the driver, you're just as guilty as the guys who pulled the trigger.
The driver, you're actually doing something.
But you're doing
you're
something.
Driving away.
You're lying in order to try to offshoot the fact that something was done to your.
The lying, I get. I get the actual lie, but I'm taking it one step before. Like, why did she lie? And you're saying that she's complicit. So you believe that even if she didn't touch the child in any way, she's in and she'll go down for red rum.
You have a duty to protect your child. Okay. You have a
right. Child neglect is the charge.
Exactly. Okay.
Or endangering the welfare of a child. But how do you get to red rum?
And allowing this piece of garbage to have his way with this child or to do what he did to this child. Okay. As far as I'm concerned, it's just as bad as if she pulled the trigger.
Morally, yes.
So is the debate good? Do y'all think that's a debatable conversation just because a mother turns a blind eye, because we're not in the home with Rebecca and Jake at the time, but we know she has a hell of a black eye. And it looked like it was healing. So imagine what it looked like when he first hit her. Both complicit and is guilty of red rum. Listen, I'm a mandated, and if I know someone is being hurt and I say nothing, and that child becomes unalive, and the state finds out I knew and didn't say nothing, it's 10 years federal crime. So yes, she's guilty and she knew. Okay, good debate.
Absolutely.
Oh, by the way, can I just say one thing? Because you know what? Now you're bothering me on the Sugar Hill Gang thing. Wonder Mike was the other guy on that.
Wonder Mike,
Master G, and Wonder Mike. Okay, I mean, you caught me off guard because I didn't expect that we were going to be talking about the Sugar Hill Gang. Right. But as you know, they're from Dwight Morrow High School, Englewood, New Jersey. Yes. And I used to watch them perform in the basements of people's houses at parties between Dwight Morrow and St. Cecilia High School.
So, okay.
Sorry, I keep yawning.
So, I'm trying to understand.
Alicia said the mom knew something was wrong with that baby. All of a sudden, the baby got cross eyes and left responsive over the years. Months. She said, I agree. Peaches said, I agree with Albert. Time Warp said, yes, it's a great debate. It is, because I wonder if her defense is going to talk about the abuse and use that as Rebecca being scared of Jake, and so scared of Jake that, and are they going to bring up his past abuse with the first baby mother and the child being the same exact way? Even if she was a victim of domestic violence, her duty is to protect that child, even if it takes your life. She could have left and took the baby with her. She chose to stay. You can look at the progression of abuse just looking at each of the baby's photos. TT said, Drea, facts.
What her actual, because prosecutors at this point have been vague as to what the actual allegations of the physical conduct is. And we didn't hear anything in the guilty plea, so we didn't learn anything more yesterday. Like, how exactly did they take the life of this child? I haven't heard that yet. And you kind of need to do that to a certain extent. Like, you're responsible, but how are you responsible? Because the one thing they said, it was ongoing conduct.
Right.
And it was.
How do you do that? How, they done pleaded, Jake done pleaded guilty. He ain't saying where the baby is or nothing. What is the prosecutors gonna say? Are they gonna use what Alicia said, the baby's mental disabilities? Like, was that the cause of abuse? You know what I'm saying? He's not here. Can they say that? Was it ever written up? Did they ever take him to the doctor? Was it ever seen by the doctors? Because they're mandated as well. So I do want to know what the prosecutors are going to say in how they took Emmanuel's life, because they don't have a body. They're not saying anything. Rebecca just went to court and she asked them, could they push this back for a year? And I think allegedly, I want to say the judge said no. Like, no, we're not pushing this back for a year. I think he's ready to get started. The baby was shaking at some point, and that's where the cross eyes and neurologic issues come from. Okay, Alicia, but how did this abuse pass the doctors that are mandated to know those symptoms? Was it documented? Where was CPS? Like, why didn't they step in and save Emmanuel? Now, she may not know where the baby is. He could have taken the baby and not told her anything. Another form of abuse and torture. Right, Drea? I agree. And she seems kind of slow to me. I'm not saying she is. It's just my thoughts. But she seems kind of off to me. And I'm just asking. I'm really wanting to know what the prosecutors, I wonder what they, what their statements are going to be. How are we going to come up with this and stuff like that? Because I agree with you, Alicia. The baby shaking syndrome and causes eyes. But was it documented as abuse at the doctor's office? Did they ever say that's what it was? Without the baby, what can the medical examiners come and say that should be documented per the mandated reporters, which would be the doctor? So I like this conversation, but she did just go to court, you guys, and she asked for it. She pleaded guilty, and she wants it to be pushed for another year.
Just one action.
So the neglect aspect of it puts her in a very, precarious position from a legal standpoint. The condoning, which is basically by her act of not going to the police and saying this is what happened, she is condoning that action, puts her in a very precarious legal position. And the fact that they're not detailing everything that they know with regards to this demonstrates to me that there's still a solid case against her and they don't want anything getting out at this time. And that also would put her in a precarious legal predicament. So, I mean, right down the line, the fact that, first of all, they didn't have to release any information because he pled guilty to every charge. Okay, which is an interesting way of doing things. And now it's like basically just saying, I'm not contesting it, I'm pleading guilty to it. I'm not asking for a plea bargain. I'm not asking for anything. I'm going to leave it to the judge to decide how this is going to be, handled and what I'm going to be sentenced to. And I can't imagine, and I think the range is anywhere from 25 years to life. I can't imagine that there's going to be any mercy given by the judge, since he's already demonstrated what kind of a scum bucket he is with his first child. So, it's going to be a very interesting scenario. As far as I'm concerned, he copped this out knowing full well that there's going to be, if he was going in front of a jury, forget it. He knew that there's no way this was going to turn out well. The fact that they don't have the child's body yet, the fact that they're not giving any information other than saying that's a continued pattern, demonstrates to me that they're bolstering their case against the mother.
So, do y'all think they're going to build off of what happened to the first baby, with the prosecution? Do y'all think that they're going to kind of go off of that, leading into the same thing with Emmanuel, looking at his pictures and things like that? I don't know, because they have no body. Now she may not know where the baby is. Okay. She said, why she want the case pushed back to a year? That sounds iffy to me. It does. It sounds real iffy. Why do you want it? If y'all pleading guilty, what are we prolonging it for? The baby's body is gone when they took him out the side of the freeway. Just looking at the area, he's gone. So they said they took him off the side of the freeway. Goddess, who said where did the freeway come into it at? And she said, I hope so. Where did the freeway come into it at? Because they're saying nothing. Like Jake nor Rebecca is saying anything. Okay, we're guilty. Y'all get what I'm saying? Like, we're guilty. And that's the sad part about it. Guilty of what? What did y'all do to Emmanuel? Where's Emmanuel? Why do y'all think they hiding it so? Like, how do you plead guilty to the crime, but you don't want to say where the baby is? What do y'all think they're really hiding? Was it more going on than just abuse? Physical abuse. Let me say that. They took the dad to the freeway after he got arrested and had cops all around. Do you think that's where he was saying? Because didn't they look in that area and they didn't find the baby? I want to say that they looked in these areas and there was no baby. So I'm just curious of, are they just going to be sentenced and that's just what it is, because again, we don't have baby Emmanuel. We have them being uncooperative till today, just taking the easy way out. Yeah, we're guilty. We're guilty. So it makes me feel like more was being done to Emmanuel than just physical abuse, because why we not, why we, y'all, I don't understand it. That I'm gonna take a guilty plea, but y'all not gonna say where that baby is. They should be made to say where that child is. Yes. And it is crazy, Jazzy. It is. The sick and it's sad.
And he'll definitely testify against her because he's going to hope that that'll help him get maybe lesser than life.
You mean just volunteer his? But here's the problem, Al. Here's where this is going right now, and this is significant. Her preliminary hearing, which is important in California since they don't use a grand jury, right? There's no grand jury in California for these cases. The DA files charges, and then the defendant goes in front of a judge. Instead of putting a case in front of the grand jury for an indictment, you go in front of a judge in a preliminary hearing to see if it gets bound over to court for an actual red rum trial. So
she said, so they said they don't have grand jury, y'all, in the state of California. She said pleading guilty to a crime is a charge. Them saying where that baby is additional charges in time. But my thing is, Dre, they might get that without you know what I'm saying? They still might get the same amount regardless if they say something or not. You know, at this point, that's up to the judge. Nothing was there, but the area wasn't searched thoroughly. I think that's a possible area where he was. I can't see them taking him to that area for no reason. I have to go back and see the reason. Yeah, because I think he did. It's a huge area. Titi says she don't think they did a thorough investigation of the area. Maybe they're not telling us where the baby is to keep from getting a capital red rum charge. Do they have the death penalty? I wonder. In California, Goddess, can one of y'all look that up for me?
Her prelim is scheduled for November the 3rd. His sentencing is November the 3rd. So there's not going to be an opportunity for him to try to lessen his sentence by testifying for the state beforehand, because the trial's not going to happen before his sentencing. His sentencing is happening either before or just after her preliminary hearing.
Those dates are not in stone, and there may be a symbolic use of those dates. I don't see that that's going to go on that day. Okay, something's going to go.
Not going to go, the prelim or his sentencing?
One or the other. Probably both.
Okay, Lexi.
Probably both will be adjourned. Okay, because if I'm defense counsel for her, now's my time to try to work something out, because the big chip I had is no longer there. The big chip I had is I can tell you, what he did. They don't have that anymore. So now she's in a very, very interesting position from the standpoint of she can bargain nothing except maybe where the body is. So the only thing that, would have given her some sort of leverage is gone. That's why there'll be a deal done, if not by the 3rd, by December 3rd.
You think this DA is going to hand out deals?
Well, I don't think that there's too much of a deal to hand out, but I think she's going to understand that maybe the move is now, okay, we'll let you plead to this and we'll go from there.
I don't think the DA is going to offer anything. I don't think the DA is going to offer anything.
You know what?
Again, see where baby Emmanuel is, giving her the opportunity to say that she knows where he is. She said no death penalty. Lexi. Yes, California has capital punishment, which is legally valid under the state. Okay. Do y'all think that they will offer Rebecca a deal to say, do you know where your son is? Can you give us the location? Or really break down everything that happened in that day, even if she breaks down for them what happened to baby Emmanuel at that time. TTS, Fresno, California, says they haven't used the death penalty since 2006. Do y'all think that this is death penalty worthy? Y'all think that Jake is with what they did to Emmanuel, if it does, because during her preliminary, I wonder if because I gotta go back and see if Rebecca pleaded guilty, because now it's making me think, one man up on the panel saying, I don't think they're gonna give her no deal. The other one saying, hey, this is the DA's office. We don't know. She said yes because I believe he's gone. She said yes, absolutely. T said yes. So this is gonna be a wild ride. This is gonna be a wild ride. I wonder what the outcome is really gonna be on Rebecca's end.
Always going to offer something.
Not
They
this
always
one.
offer something. You know what, Vinny? The thing is this: that you got to remember, trials are expensive. It is. And we're paying for her attorney and we're paying for the state's attorneys. Okay, so the bottom line is that you have to be prudent. All right, sometimes
Jade said it came out that he worked at a trash facility, being a parolee, and there was speculation he might have been put there because he knew the pickup schedules of schedule and locations of the dumpsters. And I don't think they'll ever find him. Thank you, Jade. I appreciate that. And I don't think if they, yeah, he's long gone if he's there, at the recycling or the trash facility, and stuff like that. That would make more sense of why. And I think he sent them on a wild goose hunt when he took them over to the freeway. I think he knew he wasn't there, but they could be a track like something like would he be a parolee? What was his assignments? Where was he at? Did he peep the area? Because sometimes they make them go, not just the people from jail, but they make them go clean the side of the roads and stuff and things to get trash. She had her chance in the beginning to speak up. So everything should be off the table. I think they're both going to receive the same sentence. She said, my God. So I think the baby is gone and the police know. That's exactly where I think he's at in that landfill. I just checked on there. Isn't any info on what made them go to that freeway.
You have to sacrifice principle for good business judgment. And I know that doesn't sound well for everyone.
It does not sound good.
But that is the way of the judicial system. Because if everybody wanted a trial, if everybody got a trial, the system would be bankrupt. Wouldn't be enough judges, wouldn't be enough people, wouldn't be enough funds to be able to do that. Excuse me.
If all the criminals in the world got together and formed a union,
this would be a problem.
Oh, it would be a huge problem.
Right.
Jonesy, could you see the criminals starting a union? It would probably it wouldn't be fist, but
Jazzy said, and yes, that's why they pleading because they can't find them. They dang self. Yeah, it sounds like what Jade said. He if he's in that landfill, then yeah, they're not gonna find him. They're never gonna find him. And look how long it's been now. Every dump has a specific place per area where trash is dumped. They could search it, but that's time and money. Yeah, I've definitely heard that that's a lot of time invested, and we know it's a lot of money invested and stuff. But I'm still trying to figure out what's going to be their case. Like, how are they going to deliver this case to the judge when it's time for Rebecca's preliminary? I cannot wait to watch it. I'm going to be there for it. Drea facts, but it's been so long now that they won't be able to find him or he's unidentifiable. Yeah, I agree, TT. If he is in that landfill, yeah, it's pretty much over.
it was something. They could, if they all agreed not to plead guilty to anything ever again, the system would collapse, Jonesy.
Yeah, I can see it happening on like Batman or something like that.
Well,
yeah.
The Batman villains did do that on the TV series.
They did, didn't they?
They formed a union?
There was basically a union, yeah.
Wow. Okay, so here's I want to bring this back to the black eye. Initially, we all thought we're going to use the black eye, or she would use the black eye to point the finger at Ola Man. Jonesy, what are your thoughts here? A man has admitted to doing what he did to a baby. It's the second time he's done it to a baby. You're the mother of the baby, and you have a black eye. Isn't that a good launching point for I'm a battered woman, I was scared, and that's why I lied?
Yeah, I would certainly think so. And as far as what you got.
What I tell y'all, what I say? What I say, they're going to look at that black eye, and I bet her attorneys are going to try to push that into, that's why Rebecca went with whatever Jake said, because she was scared of Jake, Drea facts, but it's been so long now. Okay. TT Truth. They may find bones, but that's a child, so they probably won't find anything. For sure. I don't think they'll find anything. I think they probably even given up. Just hopefully waiting for them to say that, Rebecca to flip anyway, because Jake's saying nothing. So she said, nope, that's inexcusable. It's inexcusable. But I'm trying to tell you, Drea, I bet you come August, they're gonna try to use that black eye as an excuse, and they're gonna try to use abuse and that she was scared of Jake as a defense of, why she never said anything and stuff like that. He blacked her eye. Was black and nobody else did that but her man. Yeah, Jake definitely did that. He definitely did that. But I bet y'all when it comes to this, when it comes to her shit, I bet y'all they're gonna try to put that abuse on Jake and throw it all off on Jake. Being battered is one thing, but it's your child. You're needed to protect that baby. Man say, but y'all know how they always use as we don't know how to leave as battered women. He said he would take us out and stuff like that. Look what he did to Emmanuel. I was just as scared. She could have asked for PC. Mm.
You guys were saying earlier, letting this go on is criminal. But bringing that to the point of a red rum, did you know that it was, that was going to happen? Did you know it was going to end in that? She's certainly guilty of something. I'm not quite sure what it is.
She's guilty of something. And that's what I'm wondering, like how, to me, the motivation behind the lie, to me, uncovers the truth.
The black guy, that stands out. Yeah. Obviously it wasn't Ola man, and why they didn't come up with a better lie, I don't know. That was that you could see through that, immediately.
That's the name of my book, Jonesy. They don't catch the smart ones.
They do, actually.
Which smart ones got caught? Who?
Well, in Columbo, they always think they're so damn smart, and they think they're superior to Columbo, and he plays that up, and they end up going down.
Because they're cocky.
When Columbo arrests people, he never throws the cuffs on or anything. He puts them in the car. Sometimes he pours them a glass of wine, if that's appropriate. He really does. He's a class individual all the way. Just because you're a criminal doesn't mean that he can't treat you with a little dignity. Now, in this case, there is no dignity.
In the original taking of the Pelham 1, 2, 3, it was a sneeze. It was a sneeze caught. Who thought he was so good and so smart and everything along those lines.
Spoiler alert, but that was one of the best endings ever when Walter Matthau closes the door and then he sneezes and he opens the door back up and it goes to a freeze frame.
So,
all right, we've got a comment we got to get to here. This is
see, that's what I'm getting at here. It's like, she allowed this to go on. Maybe she even participated. Who knows?
Yeah. So
again, I like this question. Do y'all think she helped Jake do it? Do y'all think she helped Jake do it? Because again, they didn't go for neglect. They didn't go for abuse. They went for a red rum for both of them. So something has made them feel like she did it. She helped him do it. I don't think they looked at it like I think they're gonna give her the same sentence as him. I do. For the simple fact of, even though they ain't got baby Emmanuel, something happened. Somebody said something. I think, maybe somebody seen the abuse too. What y'all think? Do y'all, Miss Vic said she helped him. They both deserve the max. Yeah, because I really want to see the outcome of this. I do. I wonder if they're gonna do the white privilege thing, and she's gonna play for she's slow, and she was scared, and like I said, the abuse. We see the black eye for sure, and I want to know if she really helped him do this, or did Jake do it by himself? And the fact that too, we can't forget that they was in the house They're in the house and he's digging up holes in the house, so you know your baby gone. Still, you're saying nothing. I think they got some evidence to prove she didn't speak out. That's why, yeah, she didn't speak out. You know, she didn't. But at the same time, is that me not speaking out? Is that a red rum? Is it a red rum because you don't speak out? Is it not a lesser charge? She said, don't like how they plan to go to the store without surveillance to report what happened. Complicit. Okay, Jay said that is complicit right there. The story made up, you know what I'm saying, without the surveillance. Saying, and remember, Jay, they said nobody's seen her. Nobody's seen her at the football game with that baby. So what? She said, yes, ma'am, you're as guilty as him.
She condoned it.
KS posthumous Turinus.
What's that mean in Latin?
I've got to look that up. I'm sorry. What is
that
it?
one up?
Gaius?
Do you guys think she helped Jake do it?
Do you guys think she helped Jake do the murder? Well, no, I don't. I'm not necessarily saying that she helped, but if you facilitate it, if you allow it, if you didn't go for help, you're just as complicit. And that's the problem here.
Oh, he's saying no. He doesn't think
I situation to me, Vin and Jonesy, I don't find that to be sympathetic in the sense that she was out of the house and she could have gone to the authorities, and she didn't. What did she do? She played along with his, deceptive game of Ola man.
Well, isn't that the case often in a battered woman situation?
A lot of times
you could go to the police, but you're afraid, or
see what I'm saying. They keep bringing this up. I'm glad they're having this dialogue because we might see something. You heard him say, could this be she's a battered woman? I'm telling y'all what they're gonna use in court on Rebecca's half. That she was in this very bad relationship, and we all know that Jake has a past, and we also know that the same thing that happened with the same disabilities that Emmanuel once carried with his daughter by his wife. I mean, if you're a commission of a felony and someone dies, everyone there is charged in some form, even if you're just a driver. Absolutely, Lexi. If she was there, she's just as guilty by association. Yeah, because I mean, it's like you're covering up this story, but I wanna kind of stick, like they saying, to the battered woman thing. Some women are scared of their men. Erica says she's an accessory, and I want to know if that's gonna be their fight. She was scared. She was really, scared for her life. He took my baby's life instead. So yeah, I just, what I'm saying. Thank you, TT. I really want to know the outcome in this. I don't think she's gonna say where the baby is. I don't think she knows. I think she very much complicit in this with Jake for sure. I just feel like they're gonna do this better thing because you could tell, like with us, will they use it? Will they use it with us? Let's put two people of our color up. Do y'all think that would even come up? The abuse? And I'm not making this a race thing. I'm just saying, do y'all think that this will even be a debate? Hey, Pretty Chucker, will this be a debate? They're going to try to use it, but the judge might not believe them because she knew the history of him and watched him hurt the baby. She was supposed to take the baby's beaten in. Yes. Drea said nope.
or whatever the case may be.
Well, what was she gonna be afraid of?
Drop your link.
She's already involved. The child is dead. How much more can you be, afraid of?
Right, but I'm saying, as far as the black eye is concerned, in defenses like that, that's like, that comes up often, right? Why didn't you do this? Why didn't you do that?
Right, and a lot of them it's because it's controlling, and they're not by themselves. They can't get away. He's there all the time. He's got feelers out. He's got her under surveillance. That wasn't the situation in that parking lot, as far as we know. Okay, she was there by herself. She could have gotten away. She could have gone to the police. She could have gone to the store security, for gosh sakes. Okay.
Paul Blart, Mall Cop. Hey,
Okay.
Michelle Moon McDonald with sending stars. Thank you for the stars. And also, Love Vinny.
Hey, I was noticing how Albert continued on in spite of that comment appearing there, ignoring it and hoping it would go away.
Indeed, indeed.
No, never hoping that whatsoever. I'm glad. I'm so happy that.
Oh, by the way, now that everyone is here in the room, we are live streaming on my Facebook, my YouTube channel, my Twitch, my X, and we're also streaming on the Court TV YouTube channel. Saying hi to all the folks over there. Welcome. Great to have you aboard. We have a major announcement.
What?
Should we do it now? Make people watch more of the podcast.
Ooh.
Yeah, make them watch more, I think.
Oh, you big tease, you big tease. I want to know what it is. I want to know what it is.
Okay, we've got a very in-depth survivor story here, so I want to put this up on the screen. But
I just wanted to kind of touch base on, with Rebecca being in court. She was just in court. She appeared in court. She was she definitely has a preliminary coming up. This was a good debate. Why she lied. Why did Rebecca lie is going to be the number one question. Pretty Trucker said she knew she lied because she knew she could get away with it. She was deceptive, so they might not take that into consideration that she was battered. Okay, so Samad feels like she lied, so the abuse might go out the window. It might not even be used really like held too long in her. This happens all the time. Yes. I want to finish up with letting you guys hear this clip of them and what they said at the beginning. This is Rebecca and Jake asking and pleading.
We come to you guys asking you to help us find our son. He was abducted last night from Big Five. Somebody struck my wife while she was trying to change his diaper. And we just ask if anybody knows anything to please contact the Kaipa Police Department.
Don't hesitate, just call.
His name's Emmanuel. He's 7 months. He's 7 months old.
Have you been notified of any information yet by the authorities? No, we have not. They haven't told us nothing.
They said they don't have any major updates.
Do you guys plan on doing a local search of your own? We are at 4 o'clock here at Kaiba.
The community set up a search party at 4:30. So, I'm just asking you guys if you can help us,
Please.
This is what he looks like. He's just a baby. Just give our son back, please.
He was wearing a black onesie with a Nike swoosh on him. If you know anything, please come forward, please. Please bring us back.
I'm going to post this on my community wall because I think it's important for y'all to go back and look and see no emotions. Jay, okay? Jay said no tears. She said the actor and actresses shit makes me so angry. Yes, what up, Juju on the beat? It does. And Juju and Drea, drop y'all links as well. Drop y'all links. Y'all make sure y'all follow Pretty Trucker. Her and Just My Five does really good content over there. Really great content. It's a place for the ladies and the men to go kick it and really be laid back and listen to some good commentary. And Drea and Juju as well, the same thing. No tears, no emotion. But I'm telling you guys this right now. They're definitely going to try to bring that abuse up and use it as a strategy to give her less time than Jake got. They're definitely going to try to use this. I see it now. She sounds fake. It was that right there, that conference, and I wonder if they're going to use that. How they went in front of the cameras, Jay, with no tears. I wonder if they're going to try to use that against them. Because that was another lie. Playing in the face of the community. Again, to spark up rage and fear to think that we have a kidnapper and a red rummer in our community. The things people do, the evil things that people do, it's crazy work. Salute everybody. Thank you guys for pulling up. Remember to keep Emmanuel Haro's justice for him. Can y'all drop some blue hearts in the chat? Next week I want to share some information about baby Quintani. I'll do that on Monday and stuff, some updates about him where the justice system let him down too. I cannot wait to hear the medical side of Emmanuel. I want to hear from some doctors. I want to hear from a lot. Say that again. It's sad. It is. It just show you pretty truck how they got in the camera. And if anybody knows anything, please, bring our son back. I wouldn't even be able to do like I can't do no press conference. I already know me. I cannot do no press conference. Ain't nobody gonna force me. Like my nerves. I know me. I know me, and it wasn't given that anything happened as far as a kidnapping with baby Emmanuel Haro. I'm sorry. But I do think that they're going to bring up, with them not having the body of him, I think they're going to kind of go into Jake's past with the baby he had with his wife, what happened to her and stuff like that, and bring that into things that Emmanuel had the same kind of the shaken syndrome disabilities and things like that. She said that reminds me of Annette. It does. It's scary. It's scary. Real scary. But I'm gonna need you guys to pull back up at 6 o'clock. She knew exactly what happened. Yeah. But like I said, pretty sure she knew what happened. But I wonder how far her lawyers is gonna go into this domestic abuse and how scared she was. That's why I like these men when they was debating about it. And she went to court and she wanted them to push it out for another year. The judge said absolutely not. He's ready to get down to the meat and the potatoes. I wonder if she's gonna flip on Jake, and I wonder also, is Rebecca Haro going to say where baby Emmanuel's body is? That's what I want to know. Will she flip on Jake, and will she say exactly what happened? And did more happen to baby Emmanuel than what we are, finding out? Hey, self-made, what's going on? Justice for baby Quintani, justice for baby Emmanuel, justice for all the kids that have suffered by the hands of someone that was supposed to love him. I'll see you guys back at 6 o'clock. Should a side chick be able to come to the funeral? I'm going to have a video to show you why I'm asking this question. So I'll see you guys back at 6, and then I have another live scheduled tonight at 8. I'm going to play in the snow.